over 27 years here in Tuscaloosa, Catfish Heaven has been pleasing our taste buds with their delicious catfish, pan trout, hot wings, coleslaw, hush puppies, and don't forget about those made-to-order French fries. Whether it's your snack time, lunchtime, or dinner time, give the guys a call over at Catfish Heaven at 205-752-7222, or you can make your order online at catfishheaventuscaloosa.com. So head on over to Catfish Heaven at 2502 21st Street. See you there.
Fly, fly, fly. Gucci, huh? I drink till I'm drunk.
Fellas, head on down to New Generation Barber Shop, right off of 2600 McFarland Boulevard East, Suite C. Go ahead and get you a fly cut from my boy Fred Brown. You can hit him up at 205-292-4995. Also Sam Brown at 205-722-8506. And how can I forget about my boy Amp the Barber? Hit him up at 205-561-7473. Check him out, y'all.
Take a pick, I might as well. Hell, drop the top and take a selfie.
You shopping at a goddamn number 2 pencil.
Hello?
Hey Rick, I had to call you to tell you that the food that you brought to the party last night was wonderful. It made me think about my grandmother's cooking. Where did you get that food, brother?
I went down to Thomas Rib Shack to pick up the ribs, but when I got there, I seen that they had more than just ribs. I seen baked chicken, fried chicken, corn muffins, vegetables, apple pie, peach pie, and I looked around and I seen a sign that told me that they got chitlins and oxtails on Sunday. Oh. All I can tell you, go down to 2931 15th Street or just give them a call like I did at area code 205-759-5010. Thomas Rib Shack, Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
Head on down to Archibald and Woodrow, some of the best barbecue in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, y'all. Right off of 4125 Greensboro Avenue, Tuscaloosa, Alabama 35405. You can hit them up at 205-331-4858. Also, you can find them at their other location, 1211 Martin Luther King Boulevard, Northport, Alabama 35476. 205-345-6861.
Tastes so good, make you want to slap your mama.
Hi, and welcome to another episode of the All New Tea Time 411 Report. I'm your host, Darren McKinstry, with my good friend Mike at Sound Booth Radio. Mike, tell them how can they sound in on Sound Booth Radio 106.1.
Sure thing, Daryl. Again, with us on Sound Booth Radio, just go to your iOS or your Google Play Store and download the Live 365 app. Once you download that app, go to the search bar and type in Sound Booth Radio 106.1. That'll get you on with us on the radio side of Sound Booth Radio. And to get with us on the Sound Booth Television, just go to Facebook Live and type in Sound Booth TV. Or you can go to YouTube and type in Sound Booth Radio, and that'll get you on with us on Sound Booth TV.
Well, Mike, we thank you each and every week for chiming in with us here on the T-Town 411 Report. I want to go ahead and get our COVID update done by each and every week by Miss Veronica Taylor. DCH Health System internal count as of 1:24 p.m. on today, October the 12th, 2021. 59 inpatients within the DCH system. Other 59, 20 inpatient positive for COVID-19 being treated in ICU. 14 inpatients are positive for COVID-19 on ventilators. Of those in the hospital, 12 are fully vaccinated and 47 are not vaccinated or not fully vaccinated. Of those on the ICU, are vaccinated and 3 are vaccinated and 17 are not vaccinated or not fully vaccinated. So each and every, hey Jess, how you doing, sir? Each and every week we seeing the numbers are coming down. We've had major home games here in Tuscaloosa, so that is showing that the vaccination is working, and we're glad to hear that. Want to say a special prayer for my good friend Deborah Smith's mother, Miss Gloria. She's right now in the hospital, and we just want to go ahead and pray for everybody as we always do. Heavenly Father, thank you for this day. Thank you for this opportunity to come and share on this program. Valuable information throughout this community, throughout the state. Heavenly Father, right now we ask that you continue to bless our nurses, our doctors, and all the essential workers. Continue to bless them and their families. Heavenly Father, we're asking that you right now go into the hospital and go with the sick. Please go with the bereavement families right now and let them know that you're in charge and your will has been done. Heavenly Father, right now I'm saying a special prayer for my family as well as Mike's family and all the listeners on this program. In your son Jesus Christ's name we pray, amen.
Amen.
Mike, we continue to lose families and friends. We want to say a special prayer for my good friend that recorded the video. I'm sorry, I lost track right then. Recorded the video of the young lady being arrested by the police officers not too long. Hattie Butler.
Yeah, she lost her mom.
Yes, yeah. She lost her mom, and want to say a prayer for them. Special prayer for all the families out here that's dealing with this. The loss of loved ones. It's a daily battle. When you say I'm glad to be here amongst the living, that is literally a meaning you're glad to be here amongst the living, because you're not guaranteed tomorrow. We got Veronica on the phone with us. Veronica, thank you for joining us. Go ahead. What you bringing to us today?
I got a couple of things I want to say to Mr. Jesse Curtis.
Okay.
If you didn't do it, don't spew it. That being said, the day we put Florida, we didn't hear from Jesse. I want to say all week, but I know we didn't hear from him that Tuesday. He might have something going on. I don't know. But Jesse Curtis, I see you in the comments. You stay right on over there. That's first thing first. Second thing I want to say, I've been told y'all, I don't like O'Brien and I don't like Golden.
Mm-hmm.
Third thing I want to tell y'all, make them cheerleaders, water boys, or something. They ain't got to find, but we need to do what we need to do. The third thing I need to tell y'all is I'm going to break this game down to percentages. 20%, all right, on offense as far as that boy, the quarterback and them receivers. But 20% don't never win you nothing. Not when it comes out to my football. Put 50% on the quarterback, the offensive line, and the receivers. The passes that they dropped was ridiculous. We had 14 points, I know, minimum on the field. And A&M helped us with about 15 to 20 yards freebies. Then the boy get thrown out the game. And like Reggie Reagan say, they act like they weren't even mad at the end of the game. Now, Bryce Young did the best run he ever did. He's supposed to be a dual threat quarterback. But that boy don't like to lead the pocket hardly. Well, he'll lead the pocket in a little bit. But then that's about all he'll do. He did a good run this last time. I bet you everybody who dogged Jalen Hurts out for taking off so fast, sitting up there probably looking like we got a dual threat quarterback and only using one of his threats. That boy stayed on his butt about as much as Dak Prescott did that day we played him and played Mississippi State. The offensive line didn't block worth a fiddle of a bill. That's 50%. Mm-hmm. Now we got 30% left. And that's that defense. After wrapping up playing patty cake. We ain't got a doggone defense. I don't know what the problem is with the defense. And it was just worse. They got up to play Ole Miss because a lot of smack was talked and went there and assumed that a team that lost to A&M, lost to Mississippi State and Arkansas could just be walked on. And the last thing I want to talk about is that doggone gentleman Manziel. The rabbit split was out there on the field.
That's what it
now,
was.
Jessica Curtis, I'm gonna tell you, I tell all my other Facebook friends. If you don't talk the trash when your team lose, and when we win, don't talk it when we lose. That's all I got to say.
Veronica, wait a minute.
Hold on.
Okay, go ahead, Jess. Hold
on. Okay. First off, I did have my suicide hotline open Saturday for you. Want to get that out the way. Y'all didn't use it, so.
No, Jess, you didn't have, but we had our open for you and you didn't use it either. You was nowhere to be found.
Hey, but y'all was supposed to whoop us to death, but you didn't.
But you got whooped. So if you didn't do it, don't spew it. Until you put on an A&M jersey, you ain't got nothing to say.
You barely won against
it doesn't mean, if you win by a half a point, if it was half in the game of football, that's a win. It don't matter. We barely, look, I bet you one thing, if we had a barely won last Saturday, it would have been a win. See, we done lost and won the national championship. So that ain't what matters to me. So what matters to me is that when fans don't show up, they talk trash when we lose, but they don't show up when we show up on.
But we lost.
You didn't show up.
I ain't had no problem with it. We played.
But you didn't show up. And you talked a little trash. See when you talk your trash.
No, I showed up.
Talk a little trash.
No,
you didn't show up. I'm gonna tell Jess Curtis. Let me tell you something. We talking about to Tuesday show. Like you what y'all? He the third commenter. Tonight.
No, honestly, I had missed the show last Tuesday, but I called it.
Yeah, you did.
Right.
You called Thursday, and guess what? We didn't even mess with you.
That was the Ole Miss game, though.
I'm talking about that Florida game. I'm talking about your game.
Yeah.
That was a game that you.
But historically, I missed some of the days that y'all go on, that Darryl go on.
And Mike and Darryl, I'm gonna let y'all handle just because he wasn't on. See, he just don't know. Just let me tell you something. Mike, let me tell you something. Mike don't need to see about me Saturday. You hear me? They need to see about me Saturday. And if you don't talk it, you don't spew it. Do you hear me? Because at Bama, we live it.
No, you don't. Y'all like the Cowboy fans. Like she said, y'all obnoxious.
Look, let me tell you something. Obnoxious ain't got nothing to do with it. Let me tell you something. Just let me tell you something. Obnoxious. Look, obnoxious ain't got nothing to do with the type of fan I am. You need to ask about me. Because I tell you in a heartbeat when we ain't doing right. But it still don't make my cry no better.
Y'all look, you got beat Saturday. I want to hear all this.
Jesse, did you, but see, you got an argument. You got an argument that you don't have with me. Did you hear us one time say we didn't get beat? What I said to Jesse Curtis is, don't come talking no trash if you don't show up when you get whooped.
I showed up to all my boys that called me. I just got
now, Jesse, you keep saying everybody who called you. We talking about the show. We talking about the Tea Time 411.
Okay.
We did not hear from you. You be talking trash through the week. And when Florida got whooped, we didn't hear from you. So I ain't saying never. We got whooped. Did you just hear my analysis? Did you just hear my analysis? So did you hear me make an excuse? Did you hear me make an excuse?
No.
We talking about when Florida played and after you talk. What about the Tuesday? But you should have called in Tuesday when we lost.
Let's break the game down. Let's break the game down. Let's go and break the game down.
But you should have called in Tuesday. Let me tell you something, Jess. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, Jess Kurt. I ain't saying to admit I will cry. Lord knows I cried when we lost. And I know we can't win them all, but I will cry. And the reason I cried is because no more went out there and played like they were playing Central Tag Team flag football.
They got to ask you. That's an excuse.
That ain't no excuse. That's time like they play. How that's an excuse?
I saw them get out.
Jesse, I did not, Jesse. How is that an excuse?
I saw them get outplayed.
But no. I said, how is that an excuse when I say, Jesse, if they played like they played tag football, how is that an excuse?
It's just the other team made them look like they were.
No. Jesse. How's that an excuse?
No, didn't look good.
How is that an excuse, Jesse?
Didn't look good. You get outplayed, you don't look good. You get outplayed.
No, Jesse. What I'm saying is, how is that an excuse? And I just sat here and told you I cannot how everybody messed up. I told you 20% of it was good, and you don't win no football games on 20%. Did I just get through not snapping on my team after I done cried all weekend? What excuse did I make? Did I say Bryce could have did this, could have did that? No. I said Bryce got to improve. I said he's supposed to be a dual threat, and all I see was one threat.
Hold on, wait a minute. You did say something, complain about how he played. You said that he was threat, but he only used one threat. So that's
that excuse. That's fine. You got to complain. If you don't complain, they ain't gonna get no better.
Can we break the game down? Let's break the game down, y'all. Let's break the game down. Florida done lost. Alabama done lost. Ole Miss done lost.
If I said he's a dual threat, and I said, you know he can't do so that's an excuse.
No, I told my boys when they called me, I said, our kicker got one job. We got one job to do, and he couldn't do that. Guess what? They told me that's an excuse. That's an excuse.
That ain't no excuse.
Yes, it is.
No, it ain't. If your kicker, Jesse, if you say your kicker had one job and he couldn't do it, you done told the truth about him. Hell, he ain't performing.
Hey, maybe he heard some footsteps.
No, Jesse, this is an excuse. Our kicker had one job, but that doggone snapper, he snapped the ball. That's an excuse. If you say our kicker had one job and he ain't do it, then you done call him out on not being able to do his job. Get what? Maybe need to be the next man up. That ain't no excuse.
They would tackle. They would tackle like out there. Oh, you guys do. When I said that, it was an excuse.
But see, you shouldn't have let them put that on you as an excuse. Because if you call him out on what he did wrong, that ain't no excuse.
Let's break the down. Let's break the game down. Let's break the game down. Yeah. Let's look at this. Let's look at this.
It ain't that. What's the breakdown? They went out there and played like fish in the pond.
You said it best when you said they got up for Ole Miss and forgot about Texas A&M.
Exactly.
But here's what I agree with you on one thing. Play calling was very ugly in that game because I've never seen. Why is Alabama trying to throw a 5-yard touchdown when you got a running back that can get 3 and 3?
He was average.
You got a running back that was getting 5 to 6 yards per carry who was over 100 yards already.
Eating good. The running back was eating good. So.
That's why I say I don't like O'Brien. I ain't never liked him when they first got him because he got a jacked up attitude. Golden, defensively, he too high, he cold, he up, he down, he left, he right, he good, he bad. He got to go to. He need to go to.
It ain't golden. Y'all ain't looking at what the problem was. Florida exposed that Alabama leave the middle wide open. That's just all.
We know that. We know that. We know, but I don't even like for them to run. They couldn't even run to the left. Yeah, we know that. But what I'm saying is execution. I'm talking about these players and execution. And then they got tired again. What they get tired of saying? Because they weren't doing it.
But that's the same thing other teams do when Alabama running all over. They run out there like they tired. Jesse. But that's different though. The Alabama is not an excuse. It's the thing. It's a problem. It's an issue because get what? Everybody always know what Alabama gonna do. Alabama defense ain't been right for years. They always know what Alabama gonna do. But get what? Alabama still do it.
But listen.
Yep.
Here's what
step it up, and you can blame your coach for that because he shouldn't have. When Jimbo Fisher said what he said about how he was gonna win, and here your coach go mouthing back off to him about talking about what he must be talking about golf. Okay.
I mean that's Jimbo. That was Jimbo. Was he not supposed to defend himself? Was he not supposed to say that back?
But look, all Jimbo said, I'm coming to play. I'm coming to win.
Don't say that. Don't you say that.
No. Now you just said what Jimbo said. Jimbo said more than that because they tried to say well just the trash talk he was out there in front of the whatever. But so Saban ain't supposed to respond.
You're gonna tell the man he must be talking about golf.
That's right.
But he ain't supposed to. Is that what he said about him?
They came out there with a purpose.
Jesse, do you know how many coaches talk shit? Lane Kiffin said, "Let's go eat popcorn." Was he not supposed to respond back?
What happened?
But I'm saying, was he not supposed to respond back?
The players on Alabama team heard Kiffin say that, and they took it to him. So
right.
What?
But what I'm saying to you. But what I'm saying to you, what I'm asking you is, why would Coach Saban not respond back? He got a smart ass mouth, so he got a smart response.
He could have said.
Ain't no color. If that's the case, why he got to humble himself to another man's small mouth?
All he had to do was say.
No, but I'm saying why you see now you making excuses. Why are you making excuses to let Jimbo pass?
No.
I mean that's just like if the coach at Auburn, Florida, any coach. If you say something, you get smart. You talking trash. He gonna respond.
Jimbo Fisher was talking about football. He must be talking about.
It doesn't matter. He was talking football, but he was talking crap.
Okay, ma'am. Hey, ma'am. Hey, ma'am. Hey, Jess.
He was talking crap though.
Go ahead, Tank. Go ahead.
Hey, Jess. But Nick was supposed to say that because the regular season don't mean nothing.
What you saying? Why you supposed to just sit there and smile?
We're gonna see what we're gonna be.
Was he supposed to smile and let Jimbo talk shit? I mean, excuse me, baby. You don't say was he supposed to smile and let Jimbo talk?
Either way it goes, it motivated his players. It motivated his players.
Let me tell you something, Jess.
Alabama's players.
Other players don't have to be motivated. Other players be motivated by Alabama, period. Do you see how all these schools play up to Alabama? Some of our toughest games be non-conference games.
That was some more fuel to their fire.
You think it was enough? You think it was enough motivation to make them win the SEC West? Did you motivate them that much?
They lost too many games to get up in there.
Exactly. That's what we're talking about. So that's what now.
Enough motivation to beat Alabama. That's what we're talking about.
What about the East?
Everybody had that motivation.
Who's gonna win the East?
You get any team that comes here got the motivation to beat Alabama. Just like right now, it's probably more. Look, let me tell you something. If Alabama had listen to this. If Alabama had came back and won that game, it's more folks would have wanted to beat Alabama now than they do. Now, if Alabama had they would have said, "Look, we can put them on the ropes." It would have been more people want to come beat us now. Right. Everybody play up to Alabama.
We're gonna put this in the universe. If Georgia go run off at their mouth and they come down there to Death Valley, they gonna get beat by LSU.
No.
But Jesse,
No.
Jimbo Fisher ran off at the mouth. You acting like Nick Saban wasn't supposed to respond.
They finna fire Edgeron, so don't even put LSU in the.
Him responding. I'm talking about how he responded.
I mean, you can't tell a coach how to respond to somebody who got a small mouth.
I'm not telling him how to respond.
But you saying it was wrong.
Jimbo Fisher did that to try to save his job, and that was the only thing that saved his job this year.
I feel like
exactly
the way he responded.
Yeah, that's what Jimbo Fisher did. Jimbo Fisher said what he's supposed to say, and Coach Saban said what he's supposed to say. Because the bottom line, my thing is, I thought Dan Mullen was gonna be the first assistant to beat it. I know Jimbo Fisher had the I know Jimbo Fisher. I thought it was gonna be Dan Mullen, and if it wasn't Mullen, I thought it was gonna be Kiffin. Now that being said, I didn't think Mullen. I didn't think Jim Fisher couldn't do it because I know Jim Fisher is a smart coach.
I didn't think either one of them. I thought my coach or George. I didn't think any of them. That
I did. I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be. And Kiffin thought Kiffin was gonna do. I thought it was gonna be Kiffin.
Kiffin too much of Cowboys. Kiffin ain't made it.
I thought it was gonna be Kiffin.
On fourth down, you ain't gonna beat us like that.
Another.
You can't play us like some video game. That ain't gonna work.
I thought it was gonna be Kiffin or Mullen. And Kiffin, that California boy, he don't like. That's how they do want to stick it to you.
He ain't got what it takes to be.
He don't. He don't.
I mean, he got it, but he got it, but he get too anxious because Kiffin made some stupid calls just like we made stupid calls in that.
That's what I'm saying.
He always do that.
That's all the part of it.
I still say they bad call from Alabama at the end of the day.
The thing I say about with my coach, one thing I say is that with Florida, when we played y'all, I can say a lot. I say, well, one thing I can say this: we have our other quarterback to put in there when we needed them on the short yardage.
Hold on. Is that not an excuse?
Hey, that's right. It's an excuse.
But what I'm saying, Jesse, you taking even if you talking about yourself, you using excuse. Some stuff is facts. Some stuff ain't excuse. I just said the O-line didn't block. That boy stayed on here, but too much.
It's a fact that this boy was hurt, though. That's not an excuse. He was hurt.
I mean, but nobody made no excuse for him. Who you talking about? A&M quarterback?
No, I'm talking about our quarterback, the freshman, true freshman we got.
Okay, y'all got two, but both of y'all, to tell you the truth, I thought both of y'all quarterback could have handled it. I thought either one of them could have handled it.
Well,
and as the game showed, they could.
Yeah, he should have.
He just wanted a true freshman there because that true freshman is a running quarterback, and but Ole Miss had a running quarterback too and couldn't do nothing with it.
Right. But what I will say, there was some people might take it as an excuse. Y'all have to remember, because this ain't no excuse if you well coached and you doing what you taught. A&M got about 12 seniors, 6 on each side of the ball. Okay. Alabama, basically, we ain't got no leaders on defense or offense for real. We ain't got no dogs out there. But we can't say that because we Alabama, and they always say, well, y'all reload. I don't care how much we reload, you still gotta take a year or two to click.
Yeah.
You don't get the receivers like Smith, Judy coming every year. You get them, but they don't click like this. They don't click like this.
And we just started getting them years ago. We didn't used to have no whole lot of good receivers.
And you know when he put too much air on that ball, well, guess what? Judy would have made that happen. Smith would have made that happen. These receivers we got now, they can't make it. Waddle would have made that happen.
But you answered the question. Y'all ain't gonna always have those top notch.
But that's what I'm saying. But we don't have the right to say. We don't get the right to say that.
Some teams are gonna have better than you are. You're gonna lose. But
what I'm saying, Jesse, is that we're not gonna lose consistently. We're not gonna lose consistently unless Saban allow people like O'Brien and Golden continue to do what they do.
Well, you know, they got to do their job. You got to find out what they're going to do when they don't do
it. I'm going to tell you what, Golden ought to be out the door. He should have been out the door when he was hot and cold too much.
You know, and I feel the same way when we got beat up by Kentucky, but I had marked that on my calendar. That was probably going to be, might be a loss for us.
Why you want Kentucky off a loss? I couldn't even believe y'all lost to Kentucky. I ain't watched that game.
Oh, no, I'm not.
We took the air out of them. Remember?
I'm not.
Once they lost us,
y'all didn't do that. What I'm saying, we break them. Y'all did look, you're delusional. Kentucky always play us like that.
That was a Kentucky. Not Kentucky in the past few years.
SEC teams always play everybody pretty tight anyway.
That's just I disagree. I disagree with that, Mike.
Well, we can agree to disagree.
We just played Ole Miss. They played us tough. That was SEC. That was a tough game.
No. I'm talking about like we use like
Georgia just steamrolled Arkansas. That was a tight game.
But you know something, every dog has his day in the SEC though.
I'm gonna ask y'all this about Arkansas. Because to be honest, I ain't watched that game. I get clipped. Is Arkansas? Because I heard Darryl said they was looking like they were gonna be the Cinderella.
Yeah.
So I never watched them because I don't expect it. But when they was winning and they didn't lose till they got to Georgia, so what y'all think now though?
I think they offensively they won't be able to run. That's gonna be their problem.
No, I take that back. Tank. Arkansas can run the ball. They can run the ball. They just don't have consistent quarterback play, but he will run the ball though. Now that Big Jefferson will run the ball for Arkansas, and I'm still scared of him.
My concern not see Jesse. The way I like it, man. What I like to do is I don't mind taking that one loss. I like when people count us out. That's when we play best.
Because we've only had 2 out of the 5 champions. Out of the championships, we've only had 2 undefeated.
Yeah, I like the Georgia game. You got me to some concern, and that's about it. Nobody else.
But see, the thing about it now, though, for us, we could have lost. If Georgia had an undefeated Alabama, we were still gonna get enough. Whether we lost the one, whether they lost the one.
Right.
That ain't the case now.
Well, that's fine. You don't worry.
But you know what? I don't know because Cincinnati and Iowa.
Yeah.
You remember? Y'all remember that year when they was talking about trying to get a 2-loss Auburn up in there?
And then ain't nothing in the head of them. Bama will be back at number 2 before you know it.
Right.
I mean,
Cincinnati, that all is gonna be fraud.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how long is that gonna last?
Up until week 9. Week 9,
And you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna count them out loud because that's what I say. I ain't one of them arrogant fans. Any given Sunday, any given Saturday. So how long will that last?
Ohio State gonna be Iowa. They're gonna take care of Iowa. Watch.
Yeah.
That what they say.
I don't know.
But Oklahoma coming around.
Defense in the country. And they got the most takeaways in the country. So ain't like you gonna go throw the ball on them. So they got plenty picks more than anybody I think in college. They lead the college football NCAA in picks.
Right.
So you ain't like you gonna throw them.
Playing who?
Everything in front of Bama right now, except Georgia, we'll probably have a 1 loss. I'm just gonna predict that.
I was gonna lose.
I'll give you that. And like I said, like I said against this past game, like nobody would want to say that Alabama did get a touchdown taken off the board. That I've never heard of somebody catching the ball, taking 2 steps, and then they call that an incomplete pass. Never heard of that.
Yeah, I thought that was a touchdown too.
So that's why I said that it was at least for 21 points left on the field, even with the poor play. And then what pissed me out really, what made me mad really about
that touchdown, Alabama would have won by 4.
But they beat us.
They beat us. But in spite of all of that, they still beat us. Because
I'm just saying, like that's how easy it could have turned. Now it's never been that close, I feel. But true. But that second half, the defense stepped up. They could not run at all. And he really wasn't passing that well in that second until the last couple of minutes in that game.
And I'm not gonna even lie. What Tyson been there 3 years now. I want to see what he can do, even if it's against a team like USM. I want to see what he can do because maybe something ain't clicking. Why was they not blocking for it? I don't care. Nobody say he was off. That's why I said receivers dropped pass and he was off. But they wasn't blocking. That boy stayed on his butt. What's going on? Are they not clicking?
You got a 5-yard line. You got a running quarterback number 2 that you didn't even try down in the red zone.
In the red zone.
That's what I was saying. And they did that 2 weeks in a row. 2 weeks in a row, and he wound up throwing picks 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
On the goal line.
And then they say they allow him to make some of the decisions. I'm like, who allows a freshman, 2 freshmen to make the decision?
Nick did.
Yeah.
And
Either Nick did or Nick allowed O'Brien to let it happen. So my thing is, O'Brien came from O'Brien should have never been hired the way his performance was in Houston. And then the summer gun for Penn State, I just never did want him. I'm just gonna tell you, I never did want him.
Well, that's who we got. I think. Look, and you better get ready for Will Rogers this weekend because they gonna come out slinging. Mississippi State coming out slinging. So you might as well get your.
They're gonna get knocked out.
And then with them cowbells.
Look.
Lord, how much? And you already seen we can't do nothing with a hostile environment.
Listen, y'all.
Well, I thought Florida brought it. Boy, ain't nobody with that noise.
Let me tell you something. I was about to say, Veronica. I watched that game, and I'm telling you, that it was loud up in there.
Yeah.
And they had probably like 12,000 more people than they did in Florida.
Let them false start. At least 6 or 7 false starts.
Right.
It was last year. It went to the stadium, but ain't nobody can touch that Kentucky stadium. Sadly, that's the loudest I ever heard any school. And I'm
think about that, Veronica. The last year was COVID season for everybody, so everybody went. It's a different environment this year with these fans.
Yeah,
and loud like that is throwing them out. They're gonna be all right. They're gonna settle down. They needed that. We needed that loss, y'all. That was I mean, I hated it to be Texas A&M, but it was a loss on the road in a hostile environment. 12 man was they showed up. Hey, you know,
I'll tell you one thing. That 12 man wasn't louder than that Kentucky.
That Kentucky.
It wasn't loud. It wasn't loud there. It wasn't loud.
In both situations,
they still hold more fans over there in Texas A&M, but they wasn't louder than that Kentucky crowd.
Right, because Kentucky about to knock y'all off, just like they were about to knock us off. This excitement is bubbling in there. They felt it, man. It was rumbling. They felt it, bro.
I guarantee you, it was if any them folks in there they had ear problems the next couple of days. It was loud up in that place. And y'all know how loud them stadiums get.
Let me just go and say this for y'all. A&M gonna lose another game. They played their best. They played their.
But look here, listen, Dow. You don't want them to lose another game because that make y'all look bad.
No, they'll lose another game.
No, you don't want them to though. You want to root for them because it makes y'all look bad to the poll.
They'll lose another game because they played their best game.
Because they already it was already unranked anyway.
Exactly. So if they go into another team and if they beat y'all, that makes y'all look bad.
It ain't gonna matter. The toughest schedules out there was Arkansas. Any other schedule out there was just like mediocre, y'all. Like I said,
Auburn had a pretty hard schedule.
Yeah.
You in the SEC.
You lose to a sorry team, and then that sorry team gonna lose to another sorry team. That makes you look bad.
Well, let's look at Auburn. Almost gave Georgia. I'm gonna let Georgia State beat.
Y'all go with that. Y'all,
we're the greatest team. We're the greatest college team ever to exist. Remember that when you talk about
Yeah. And just like any other team,
remember that
behind Wolf. So it don't matter how great you are, you can lose too. Bottom line.
Yeah, you can. Mike, go ahead, Mike.
Get them Saturday. Get your butt whooped now.
Predictions coming up Thursday. Y'all look at it. Y'all, hey, come tell me what your prediction is. I'm telling you, Alabama, they will bounce back this weekend, but you cannot outrule Mississippi State at home.
You can't underestimate them.
One thing, they better beat the daylights out of everybody they play from this point
on.
Now
that's the truth, though.
Nah.
And you better believe that. And you better, and also, doggone,
Bama will be there.
Better win some games.
Veronica, Bama will be there.
That loss relevant. That has to be a relevant loss, not a loss that you lose to any old body that's just losing everybody else.
Ain't nobody else on the schedule.
I tell you what, Alabama better get it together, even if they do get there, because Georgia's not going to be playing with them after they see what they can do.
Yeah, but you want to know.
And Georgia got 2012 update in their mind. They got 2017 in their mind.
I told y'all who's going to win the national championship. I already said that.
When the last time Georgia won national championship? What, Herschel Walker?
About 40 years.
Herschel Walker won.
Yeah, probably so. That's
yeah, Herschel Walker.
You know, they had a chance against Bama, but they never got it.
Yeah, 2012, they ran out of time.
Mike Rick could never get them over the hump, you know. But they going this weekend against LSU. Now let them go in there slipping.
Who?
They're not gonna go slipping, bro.
Georgia ain't going to go slipping. Them boys home.
You do know that Auburn beat LSU, right?
Hey, do you know Mississippi State beat Texas A&M, right?
That's a good point, man. That's a good point.
Saying too, you must have forgot. within 5 minutes. But that's okay. I'm gonna remind you.
No. I ain't forgot about nothing, but I'm just saying.
Yeah,
They lost. LSU lost Auburn. Who else LSU lost to?
I don't know.
UCLA.
UCLA. That's right. The first game.
Right. Okay.
And UCLA. I don't even think UCLA is not even ranked.
Not now they ain't. Not now they ain't. They jumped in and jumped out after losing. Everybody get up for certain teams. That's just how I see it.
That's what I'm saying. It's like any given Saturday, you get beat by somebody in your conference. You know, that's just the way college football is.
Miami don't exist no more.
Nah, they don't. They don't.
Yeah, they play Alabama first game. They got broke.
Yeah, that was it.
But,
their quarterback don't even play no more. What are y'all thinking about John Gruden, y'all? What y'all think about John Gruden resigning today from the Raiders?
That was the topic of the day, y'all.
Hey, down.
Yeah.
I said this back when they fired Coach Dungy, when they brought Chucky in there, and when he took over Dungy's team and he won that Super Bowl, I said it then, that's a bunch of bull crap. Because I told my boys, I said, Joaquin, he's going to show in the next couple of years how he sucks as a coach. And the next couple of years, he ain't do nothing. Matter of fact, in the 6 years after the Super Bowl, he went to the playoffs twice and didn't win in the playoffs.
But that ain't why they fired him. That ain't why they fired him, because he wasn't winning.
No, I'm talking about when he was with Tampa Bay.
Oh, okay.
He's talking about when he took Dungy place. Yeah, he won the Super Bowl with Tampa Bay. Right. And that was Coach Tony Dungy's team.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Then he goes after the next 6 years after that Super Bowl win, two playoff appearances, both he lost. Meanwhile, Tony Dungy went out to Indianapolis, built the team right back up, and won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So, who's who? And then at the time, you know, you see him on the sideline looking at certain players all the time. That's what I saw. And I said, you know something? He ain't shit. Excuse me.
You saw the racism.
I saw it in his face. You know, I saw it in his face. You know, this guy right here, he ain't worth nothing. And then Keyshawn had called him out pretty much back then when Keyshawn left and went to the Jets. Keyshawn was out of there. You see what I'm saying? And then Keyshawn said, I told people about him. He said it today on what's called. He said, I've been told people about him back then. But he said, but I had no idea it was this bad. You know what I'm saying?
And then what? Just signed a $100 million contract?
Yeah, with
6 years after.
So he got 4 years in. He got $60 million left on that contract.
No, he don't. He resigned. You got no money left on that contract.
Yeah. Well, he got 40 million out of it already, so he good.
Yeah.
You know, he good. Yeah. You know, but like you said, these folks, you know, unfortunate, you know, a lot of white folks, they treat certain people a certain way, but underneath, they are who they are. You know, like I worked in an environment. You know, some white guys treated me a certain way, but then some people come to me, oh man, he's this and he's that, and I'll be like, well, you know, he don't come at me like that. But I can't do come at the next person.
The question that I got is, he was forced to resign because of the racial slur or because of the fact that he was using homophobic
and all this stuff.
Yeah, because he wound up coaching Sunday, and everybody knew about the racial slur.
But Mike, he coached Sunday, but look how terrible the Raiders look. The guys was gonna fall on him. Your team is 75% black. They finna fall on you.
I get that. I get that. But
you gotta quit. You ain't got no choice.
Yeah, then the thing about it, they said, you know, one of the couple of players, they said that probably what happened is that, you know, it was right there coming up to the game. So what ownership and management was gonna do? So they gonna let them finish out this game, and then they gonna, you know, take care of everything after that, because that was just close to that game. So animal. You know,
look, y'all got to remember, we saw the NBA make an owner sell his team, so you knew John Gruden ain't had a line. It was a matter of time, not a day. It was yesterday.
Right.
I also seen awful coincidental as soon as it came out that he was using homophobic slurs, that he had to leave that day. That's what I'm getting at.
I think all of it. I mean, all of it was coming. Rather, I think he's gonna have to go regardless, because they already knew what he did. What he said is just that we starting to hear more of it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So they had already knew. Actually, a lot of people believe somebody in the NFL organization gave up the email because ain't nobody else had access to him. So they like, who gave him up?
Can I just go ahead and say that what I'm thinking y'all getting? What I'm saying is we're gonna let it go for a couple of days when it was racial slur, when it was homophobic.
I think they were not go when they let him go. I think they were gonna play that game, coach that game, and then that was it. That's what I believe. That's just my opinion. You know, I might be wrong, but I think they was gonna let him coach, and that was it.
It seemed from what they were saying, it seemed like they were gonna do.
Right. I don't think it was like an either or. That's just my opinion.
Right. That's what I was saying. Because like, even though the homophobic came out and it's the same day, in essence, it was the next day, the day after the game, like you're saying. The email, the first email that the public knew about didn't come out to Friday.
Right.
But if the homophobic never even existed, there's no way he was gonna go able and coach these black guys, grown men, everything.
No.
And once you can no longer do that, the owner has no choice.
And look here.
You got to go. You got no choice. There's no move to make. This ain't the force.
So you saying black folks is not gonna pay for a racist person, right?
Huh? They laying down on the coach line. They laid down that game. They're gonna lay down.
But this is my question. Who is one of the most racist owners?
Dallas. What's the name?
You said it. You said it. Do you think either one of them folks in Dallas with them couple of dollars that they getting paid, gonna stop playing? Jerry Jones coming there and calling them all kind of boys and niggas and everything else.
But they say he has, Mike. They say he has.
I know. That's what I'm getting at.
I don't know.
He has done that, and then has anybody protested? Has anybody?
But you know, that's an owner. You know, it's a little different.
But hold on. They tried the Clippers owner, so it had happened before. That's what I'm saying. I ain't seen emails in there where Jerry Jones called them niggas.
NFL.
But that's what I'm saying. I've heard Jerry Jones have used the word boys, but I don't know about no N word.
I ain't seen that. No, they ain't showed us on ESPN or breaking news that Jerry Jones calling the boys niggas. And they somebody did.
Well, I'm not. Okay,
I don't know.
I ain't saying it where everybody can hear, but you know he got it in the tank. But he called them boys.
Yeah, he called all of them.
What he said when Colin Kaepernick was kneeling, he said, "Ain't no boy of mine."
There was a little ruckus about it, but then they let it. You know, they let it go. It's even when it comes to those people, it's always going to be who it is. So.
And I think how that glossed over is that he didn't reference no one directly. He generalized it.
Oh, and then he started trying to fix it. Remember the arm lock. But he did try to fix. But Mike, he knew he had to do something though, because he started making moving a little bit differently. He went out there, at first he was all against it totally, and he's still all against it. But who would expect Jerry Jones to go out there and lock arms? Even though we knew it was the show. He did that because of the things that they had called him saying.
Right. Absolutely.
But Jerry Jones had been caught with all these people.
He had to do it for his players. You think those folks ain't sitting up there? They showing you.
Yeah, when he said none of my boys gonna do that, right? But see, the thing about it, he always say, I'm talking about all my players. I got black and white players on my team. So you couldn't really hold him to that because he's talking about everybody on his team. So, and then he owed his head anyway. So
this man got stuff that you can print out and distribute
on email. This cat went at the NFL Players Association president personally attacked him. Then he attacked President Obama and Vice President Biden at the time. You get me? And then he called the commissioner the P word.
He had brought it today. How you think you gonna keep your job? And then you're a coach, not an owner. You out of there.
At this particular time, he was working for ESPN. He was working.
And I'm gonna be honest with you. I think it's more about the homosexual comments than the racist.
That's where I'm getting it.
Look here. I guess you check this out. You know he got an active, openly gay player on his team. And the dude playing well. On top of that, he ain't no scrub. Then he attacked the owner of I think Fisher, Derek Fisher, when he was coaching. Who was coaching the Rams at the time or whoever? When the commissioner wanted him, was telling them to draft open gay players, try them out.
Derek saying he was forced to. They say he was forced to draft Derek saying.
Yeah.
Now,
and he called Fisher a P2, the P2.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, this dude right here, they said he's mean and nasty. Groove. That's what Keyshawn said.
Keyshawn used to always say that. He said he talk dog shit to motherfuckers the whole way.
Dog you down. And
He's always done it.
He got the white privilege. I'm the boss. White boss. And Keyshawn, that's what Keyshawn was pretty much saying all the time. Keyshawn had the biggest smile on his face this morning. It wouldn't come off because he felt validated. He felt validated by it.
And see, even though the homosexuality exists, remember, the idiot play games too. You think they with you, they playing games too. There's no way, if that didn't exist, that they were going to be playing for this guy. They was going to fold. There's no way it was going to happen. Listen to all the emails he said. They had too much amounts of evidence coming. He was done.
Then, like I said, on top of that, he got
It didn't help now. The homosexuality didn't help him 0%. But without it, he was done. And he called Roger Goodell, the man who was instrumental in bringing the Las Vegas, the Raiders in the first place. You done. The fans don't care about you leaving. Roger Goodell brought the Raiders to Las Vegas. You don't like Roger Goodell. So you telling me the fans of Las Vegas ride with the coach, and you don't like Goodell? And Goodell was instrumental in bringing an NFL team to the
any of that time.
Right. And look,
I'm saying any of that.
Look, check the irony of it all. The Las Vegas Raiders, when they were Oakland Raiders, they were the premier, most diversified team in the league, first and foremost, before anybody else.
Right.
They had black folks up in management, first head coach from an HBCU school with Art. Yeah, come on. Al Davis didn't even play that. But he's gone now. This is what happens when.
And then y'all see how much people started coming and getting their dungeon. And what's the name when they started trying to say, they never heard or they never this or that.
Because
people started getting on them. How could you not? Because like you just said, they talk to certain people certain ways, and then they talk to certain people certain ways when they think it's okay.
Exactly.
And then they leave you with this type of impression when they really like this, And that's what a lot of racist folks do. They confuse things. So they play both sides. So they want likes, and they gonna get plenty of dislikes, but they gotta build up some likes too.
And that can kind of lead to what our topic was supposed to be: cancel culture. They'll sit there and say we're trying to cancel their culture because we're talking down their racism. All of a sudden, they came up with a new name to try to defend their racism, and we canceling their culture. Then you got those. Then they will cancel people who are doing the right thing. So cancel culture work both ways.
Yeah, Then he was writing in his emails that like he's sick and tired of the Black Lives Matter movement and all. I mean, this guy was something serious.
He out of there.
He was something serious.
Boogie McFarland said, "We talking about the guy."
That's the thing that
in the end zone.
You keep saying, Tank. You keep yelling. He out of there. He out of there. I know he out of there. I knew he was going to be gone. Yeah. But what I'm saying is, what was the most offensive thing? Not was it the racist thing, or was it the homophobic thing? I personally believe it was the homophobic thing.
If you feel there was no homosexuals, that's what you believe. Like you said, that's
I don't know because when you got 70% of the players in the league being black, there's no way to get around that, And your team is the same representation. About 70% of your team is black. Your locker room is going to fall apart.
So you trying to tell me you think that out of all the football teams, that John Gruden, the only racist, the only person that ever said racist tone to anybody out of all 32 cents. Well, that's what I'm saying right now. Hold on. No. That's a yes or no question.
Well, I'm gonna say
that's not what we're saying.
Before you go there, I'm gonna say this. He didn't say directly to someone.
I know that. I didn't say he said directly to somebody. I said, do you think that out of all
no.
32 things,
Oh, absolutely not.
there are not any other races that have those type of undertones?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I answered the question. No.
Oh, white.
That's all you wanted was a yes or no answer.
White
because y'all trying to make it black and white, and it's not black and white like that. Okay, yes.
No, Mike. No, in your opinion, the homosexuality was there. In my opinion, with the lead being black and the black people coming at him, he was done.
Yeah, he was done.
Plus he talked about Jeff Fisher in emails. That's what. But to answer your question, what to know is, tell me the other 31 coaches that have emails that we see when they talk to me.
But that's what I'm saying. Just because you got the proof, it don't mean that
the proof means everything, Mike.
Ain't heard them
Proof means everything. Of course, there is other races, but proof means everything. You said just because we got the proof, that's what trumps everything. Proof.
Yeah.
That's the reason why he got fired, then, right?
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is,
they can't fire him over here. Say, I heard that John Gruden said this about black people with no proof. I heard John Gruden said that I heard that Shaka said that Roger Goodell was a pussy. I heard that at the club. At the dinner. No, you can't fire him for that. But if he typed that to somebody, there you go. That's proof.
You hit send. Look, when you hit send,
right?
When you hit send, now that's it. You put it out there.
You said the only thing to prove. That's what matters more than anything. Proof. The truth.
Yeah, I mean them emails, and the thing about it, he was not hard in the NFL.
There ain't one thing that matters because you get so many convictions that you ain't got no proof on.
Yeah, but he wasn't part of the NFL when he did all this. He was part of the he was a quarterback whisperer and all that crap. Remember that?
Right.
Remember he was recorded. That's during that time when he was doing that with ESPN. So he wasn't even part of the NFL, but he was emailing like people like Dan Snyder and other NFL affiliate type people, execs and stuff. So there's a lot of stuff because when they said when they investigated Dan Snyder, he had made some statements to him, and a lot of that stuff John Gruden was responding to in that matter, but they didn't put Snyder stuff out there. You see what I'm saying? That's another side of the story that ain't got out there yet. What Dan Snyder had said to him to make him reply like that. You know what I'm saying? Because, they got on him when he was part of that Washington Redskins organization, with all that sexual harassment going on up in the Redskin organization. So and then you got to look at these. These are old white dudes. They feel privileged. They feel that's white privilege to them. That's what they do.
Bill Belichick got caught down in Florida at the massage park.
That's okay.
No, Urban Meyer.
Urban Meyer was getting a lap dance.
And I'm talking about Robert Kraft.
Robert Kraft. He didn't care.
That's what we're talking about.
He didn't care. I don't care either.
Okay, well that nigga said they had proof on that. Why
but who cares?
Hey, Mike, you said that man said what? They did have proof on it. He went in the court and settled it. There you go.
Yeah, he went in and settled it. Who cares? No, I went to a massage parlor. Yeah, right. Had a good time too.
I'm Robert Kraft. I own the fucking cheese that y'all got to eat. Now, what this fine is, and he got you remember I'm gonna donate how much to your family?
The Clippers sell his team. Why they didn't make him sell the Patriots?
For what?
For what, Mike? For what? Mike, see, you thinking hypothetical. We talking about real life. Robert Kraft. You think that's a story? You got a
for prostitution.
Man, please.
For what? They ain't enough for him to sell his team.
Right. Come on, Mike.
Man, this man right here, let me tell you something. I'm not even a New England fan. Or anybody. I'm a Yankee fan. I'm New York. And so we don't root nothing doggone.
But you don't even think that Robert Kraft is gonna have a charge charge on his record for that. I did. Did you crazy?
No, heck no. Heck no.
Right.
He ain't gonna lose his team, and I don't believe he should lose his team. It shouldn't even be even.
You ain't heard nothing else about it, bro. That's over with.
Right. You know what I'm saying? That's a done deal.
That's billionaire business. You ain't heard nothing. That's billionaire business. If you're not on that level, it's over with for you. There's nothing you're gonna find out. It's over with.
Then, you know, I'm gonna say like this: Robert Kraft, he hang around with folks like us anyway. He want to be in the mix and stuff. You know,
He with Meek Mills at his house smoking weed with.
Exactly. He want to be in the mix. He want to see what's
It's
happening.
Robert Kraft.
They said that Robert Kraft, when Meek Mills went to court, they said when Robert Kraft recognized how the judge was handling Meek Mills, he couldn't even believe it. He said, "This is how they talk to y'all."
Right. But if you want to see, something,
he said, "I'm gonna straighten this out. I gotta do something about this." And Kraft fixed that.
Right.
Next thing you know,
about it.
is off all that bull crap. I'm just saying, you know, all white folks ain't bad white folks. I'm gonna say that. We all know that. You know what I'm saying? All black white folks aren't bad. You know, you got some of them, they gonna live in the past because that's where they want to be at. You know, they're
gonna get you in trouble. See, certain stuff you do, it's just like in real life. That's what we're saying. It ain't hypothetical. We're talking about real life. Certain stuff that you do don't get you jammed up. Messing with kids, gonna get you jammed up. Racist stuff, gonna get you jammed up. Homophobic, LGBTQ+, gonna get you jammed up.
If anybody on this panel is homophobic, they need to be ashamed of themselves.
Exactly.
Literally, you need to be ashamed of yourself. You know, and I know I'm not on this panel with anybody that's homophobic. I don't sense that. If so, then I'll be doggone.
Where did that come from? No. When I say anybody on the panel was homophobic, I said that was a homophobic thing that made him get fired faster. When we start talking about cancel culture, it seems like things that are done to the LGBTQ community tend to move a whole lot swifter than things that move.
Yeah, it sure does.
In the African American community.
Yeah.
So if you do something that we consider to be a racist thing, it moves so very, very, very slow, as opposed to if you upset somebody in the LGBTQ community.
You want to know why?
Phil just did a special on Netflix in which he just addressed this same topic, and all the LGBTQ community, transsexuals, and all are in an uproar over everything that he said in the special. Yeah, and
they would take a cancel him, but they can't.
But they're doing their best to try.
Who is this?
But see, you got one thing about cancel culture, like what's the name old girl spoke on earlier. You got to remember, cancel culture is still on the people. If it don't offend you, why would you stop watching it? See, it's the people that change. The people are the people. It's us. We're the people. I'm not gonna stop watching Dave Chappelle because of that. Because folks, if you a follower, if people say you don't watch Dave Chappelle, you stop watching. Right. You in the fucking way anyway. If somebody say do this and you do that, you in my fucking way. Right. Get over there with you.
We need to
see it like that. You ain't got to like it, but people still.
But no. But see, the thing with the cancel culture, and y'all right. We're all right on that. You know, the thing with the LGBT community is, I think with them is that they influence a lot of dollars. You know, in the culture. You know what I'm saying? They spend a lot of dollars, and you got to look at
African American
Hollywood is full of, you know.
I agree with you on that, Mike.
They full of, you know, Hollywood has a lot of the LGBT community has power in there. And
true.
Look at Lil Nas. Look at Lil Nas. Look how he out here acting a full-blown fool.
He said he ain't getting no more. He said he ain't getting no more.
That's a part of his scheme.
Yeah,
now you missed it.
That dude in the
That's a part of his scheme. But you attack him. I bet you get ate up before you attack a LeBron James or before you attack somebody else.
You'll get ate up like Cardi B. You went at Cardi B. Or you know what I'm saying? Them folks be driving people crazy. You go after these particular celebrities. You don't want to do that. You know, it's almost like you ruin your career. You know. You just leave it alone. And that's what
that's part of the thing that I'm talking about. In the special, Dave Chappelle referenced the baby, who was like one of the high streaming artists,
Yeah.
and he made a comment about the LGBTQ community and AIDS, and now you can't hear that type of music play anywhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they
But-
did.
But several years ago, the baby killed somebody at Walmart, and I was self-defense, but it did nothing to his career. It didn't hurt his career at all.
Mm-mm. That's crazy.
You see what I'm saying?
Crazy.
But as soon as you upset someone in the LGBTQ community and you get counseled, that's the reason why I was asking the question pertaining to the John Gruden situation, because it was, and it might just be a coincidence, but it just seemed like it was just like, oh dang, we just found out he said something. He called Roger Goodell this, and a couple other folks did these gay slurs. Get him out of there right now. We ain't even gonna give him to the end of the week. Well, as opposed to when he said the head of the players union got lips as big as Michelin Man.
Michelin time.
Michelin ties. But let's go ahead on coach this game, and we're gonna talk about it. That's how it seemed like it was to me. Now, was they gonna let him go? Probably so. But it seemed like they moved a lot faster once they
I don't.
the home.
And my only thing I said, when is you saying faster? It came out Friday. He quit yesterday, Monday.
Yeah. But he coached Sunday.
Yeah,
They found out.
and they went Saturday and Sunday. That's what we saying.
He was on Monday Night Football, wasn't
They found out about the home forward slur, I think that Sunday. Or early that Monday.
Oh, he quit Monday.
I thought they was on Monday Night Football. I'm not sure.
Monday Night Football. When Monday Night Football, they made that now 7 o'clock, 5 o'clock out there where he is at.
Yeah, it went across the screen. I think it went across the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I'm saying, like, it seemed like it was like that. It was like, oh, dang, something else? Oh, what? Oh, you said this? Oh, you got to go now.
You got to go.
This real quick, Mike. Just listen, hear me out real quick on this. We got Dale that's on the phone. That's a police officer. Once Group Trucking knew that they got the first email, you know they got all the emails. He got to prepare his leave. This nigga quitting the NFL job, bro. You don't just walk in there like Target, take your vest off, and walk out the door, bro. He getting everything ready. That's what Monday was for. Y'all got to quit with the microwave shit. That's what it's for. When people get removed, you don't be it ain't the movie. You don't walk in there and take this shit off. Which you did, because it was Monday. Once he got that first, whatever the email, we don't even know which email was the first email.
That's what I'm about to say. I think at this point, whatever the email was, it became, he got the...
Not the first email that the media put out for regular people to see. Whatever email they got when they contact.
We really don't know which particular one it was.
Right, the first one.
But it set off a string.
Right, the one he referenced after the game was what he had said to the Maurice was it Smith, the Maurice, the players union president. That email was the first one with some disparaging words about him. You know, and then they had uncovered the rest. Whoever sent them that, they started sending the rest of them out there. You know, and then when he came on and rebuttal against that email, the first one, it was like, well, I'm not that type of person. But what really got me was when he said, enough, I'm not talking about it no more. I said, what the hell do you think he is? What you mean you ain't talking about it no more? I said, that's just like some racist ass.
You did?
Somebody that's racist, that they would say that. They want to shut you off.
He's above reproach. You did it.
You know, they have that mentality. They have that once again, that white privilege. They feel like they're above everybody and being questioned, you know, and held accountable for something bad, you know. No, this ain't the 1800s now. You finna pay for this. And if NFL would have done anything, they would have been in trouble. Because like I said, they don't want black folks to start boycotting.
Okay. It's not like some black folks didn't boycott the NFL before, and they continue to do the same thing.
I'll tell you one thing, when
Did
started,
a lot of black folks not start boycotting the NFL when Colin Kaepernick was got blackballed?
I did.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people I know did. A lot of people I know.
And I still really did. The only time I started back like glancing at it is when they gave him those fake opportunities to try out. And I felt like at that point it was still in his heart. He may even still watch it. Right. It wasn't about the game. It was the game gave him the platform. Right. It was about trying to make change. And we couldn't even stick together to do that. So I do feel like if they had let that man continue to be the coach, I of course the players would have kind of laid down a little bit, but they wouldn't have left. Because Kaepernick had a whole movement. He had a whole movement. And what's his name now asking Kaepernick for help, but he wouldn't even kneel with him.
Right. Exactly.
But you trying to call him out. How can you call Kaepernick out when Kaepernick needed your help? You told that man you had a family to feed.
Right quick.
So that's what I'm getting at as far as when you said that if they hadn't done anything, then they would have had the black people. I just don't see it. I don't see. And once again, the NBA is different than NFL. If somebody in the NBA was to do that stuff, everybody in the NBA would more than likely be like, okay, well, we behind you, bro. We got you.
Their coaches are more respected. Their coaches think more highly of their players.
Absolutely.
I'm not going to say all of them do, but the majority of their players, their coaches think more highly of their players than NFL coaches do.
Absolutely. So like you can't do anything if they say, look, we're gonna do this in the NBA. The NBA, all of them do it, including the coaches. And they can literally shut the NBA down. The NBA know how much money that is losing. And they gonna fold to them players. NFL, them owners, they'll look at you like,
not again. Here we go again.
Yep.
But business as usual.
You won't get paid then. And then next thing you know, they gonna sort of go back out there and play.
Yeah.
Ain't no guarantees in the NFL. You go out there and get broke up, you just kind of know.
See, the NFL, those owners, like they made a comment about it. You don't even know who the owners are, except for a couple of them, Kraft and really Jerry Jones. Who's the other owner? Nobody really know them. Because Roger Goodell do all the buffering. But the NBA owners, you see them, they be visible. When something go down with the team, the owners be out there in front of the camera. The NFL, Roger Goodell be out there. The only one be out in front of the camera is really Jerry Jones. But Roger Goodell is the one.
Well, now a lot of the coaches be out. They all they games when they lose. Most of them they wind up they be in their little skyboxes and everything. But like you said, they don't really go out there and address the media like Roger Goodell does. Right. So.
What's the lady's name that owns the Saints? They still her husband owns them or something, but I think she owns them now. What's her name? I didn't even know she owned the Saints.
Nah, that's
I can't think of her name.
I think most of that stuff is you'll know who it is if you had a team and you saw them a lot. But they do a lot of stuff for their respective cities. So like everybody else, like we don't have a team here in Alabama, so whoever you call yourself, like if you're a Hawks fan or not Hawks, or a Falcon fan,
the Hawks, like the Atlanta Hawks.
No, I'm talking about the
football. You're talking about football, yeah, the Falcons.
Yeah. You would know. You'll probably know their owners and stuff. So
yeah, but not like the NBA though.
Nope, absolutely not.
Yeah, NBA is more, they're a little bit more transparent. NFL is like a secret society going on. You know, you can't even touch them guys. You can't touch them billionaires. It's hard to reach out and touch them. In the NBA, you can pretty much touch these billionaires, not them football owners. They pay a lot of money to that commissioner to get his behind out there and do his job. And don't call me unless it's don't call me unless it's
They call him.
you know what I'm saying? Veronica's a mess.
And he don't want to get the calls from them, I promise you.
You know, exactly. You know, but hey, let me ask y'all this: get off that subject for a minute. What y'all got to say about Kyrie, man? Come on now, somebody talk to me.
I mean, I don't agree with him. That's his own prerogative. He's standing by his conviction because they told him, look, all the cities that you go to that don't allow players in there, you ain't getting paid for it, and that's including his own city. And he's like, okay. So he basically willing to stop playing.
Hold on. But what about being a team player? What about being there for your team? What about riding for your team, your teammates? What about that? Because I understand what
once again, I get that, but then I'm not exactly sure if he's claiming that's a religious thing or not.
Nah, he ain't claiming anything. He just ain't getting no shot. Now, there's two things.
I don't know that for sure, Jesse.
I'm telling you, I'm saying all right, let's put it like this. It has not been said that it's a religious thing. What has been said is that it's a choice he's making. Okay?
And most people say that they don't throw out religion.
Right.
But last week we did a whole entire week on religious things, and that could very well be a lot of it. Like we talked to a couple of people who were not taking it because it's their choice, because their religion say that they shouldn't have to take it.
Their religion says they shouldn't have to take it, or their religion prohibits them from taking it.
The thing is, because they've been in their religion for so long, it's a choice to them. Hey, I don't believe in taking it.
So it's a choice. It's not that their religion restricts it.
No, it's a bit of both. Like
it's either the religion restricts it, and you don't want to go against what you believe your beliefs are. Like some people, you know, like Muhammad Ali, Muslim. He said he was not going to fight in a war because that's against his religion. Okay, that's his belief. He believed that. That's what he was in that. He was already a Muslim at the time, so that's already been a part of who he was. Now, what I'm saying, and he owned that. Well, I'm saying
that's basically what I'm saying. He chose to follow his religious path. Okay. So, and I don't know if that's Kyrie's reasoning for not taking the vaccine or that thing. But long time didn't nobody know whether or not LeBron had taken the vaccine.
LeBron took the vaccine.
I know, but for a long time.
Well, no, why I know LeBron took it because he played for Los Angeles Lakers, and in the state of LA, he had to take it.
But once again,
let's not be fooled. Let's not fool ourselves and side these things, these matters. I understand to put a reason or some type of reason out for Kyrie, but come on, Kyrie was brought to the Nets along with Kevin Durant, Kevin Durant wanted him there. So he was supposed to get him there. And then they brought Harden there. They brought them 3 years specifically for a championship. Now, everybody has been vaccinated, but then the year before, you're going to text your coach and tell your coach that, hey, I'm not going to be able to come in because I got some important matters to take care of during the season, and your team is out on the road playing, but you get videotaped at your sister's birthday party doing what? The doggone stanky legs? Man, please. There's no excuse for Kyrie. I don't care how
like I said, I don't know what his reason is for not taking the vaccination. I'm not giving him any excuses or anything. I'm just simply saying, I don't know if it's a religious thing. And like I said, if it's a religious thing, I have to respect that, regardless of whether or not it's a team thing. It's a part of his religion.
No, it is. No, that's my belief. Kyrie done made a lot of money, so he's not hurting for any money. So at his point right now, he feels like he got enough money to where, hey, I'm just not gonna do it because I don't want to do it because I know a lot of other people aren't doing it because he's young, number one, and he got all this money, so he don't really have to play basketball, like everybody else that has a job. Like you got people that work for these networks that, like in CNN and ESPN, they don't have a choice. They have to get vaccinated. They're gonna work for those networks. You know what I'm saying? Because that's mandatory for them to keep their job. And they part of a network, part of a program that some of them, if they leave that program, that particular show gonna go under. So then you gonna cause other people to lose their job. And you what you gonna say? Well, I'm my religion. So I'm sorry, y'all. You ain't gonna be able to take care of your family doing the job here because they're gonna shut this down, and I'm not getting no vaccine. Now, come on, please. You know.
Well, actually, Jesse, if it is against your religious beliefs, you are not required to take that.
You won't have a job there.
No, that's not true.
Yes, that is true.
That is not true, Jesse. If it is against your religion, they won't have let you go. No. All you have to do then is you got to take a test every week.
No, not if it's law. Not if it's law. It's the law in these states. I mean, these organizations are what do you put it like this? They're not federal. These are private. So a private company does not have to follow a federal mandate. All they can do is say,
yes, they do.
Policy here.
Federal law supersedes all other.
Not private. Not only when they discriminate against you, and you can go to court because of your race or or a woman or your gender. That's the only thing. But if you have been vaccinated,
race, religion, creed, or sex.
Look here,
all of that stuff is covered under the federal law. And his religion, if his religion says that he can't take, because there are some check this out. What we call them, the Israelite people that we had on a couple of weeks ago. They still going out working. They can work if they don't want to take the vaccination. They just have to take a test every week. The federal, even the only person that said something about that was the federal government, and I think the federal government still allotted for people who had religious, and they of course they had proved that that's their religion.
Not private companies.
Yes, Jesse.
Okay. All right. Guess what? Kyrie already been told if he isn't able to practice and participate in every NBA team game, that he will no longer be a member of the Brooklyn Nets. How about that?
Okay, then that means that he hasn't said it's because of his religion. If he was because of his religion, I'm gonna tell you like this. 10 years ago, they had a man that was a Muslim, and he it was something that they do during sundown or something like that. He would not stand up for the national anthem. And
you talking about Raul what's his name? I know you're talking about he used to play with LSU. That's what you're talking about?
He played in the NBA too.
Basketball team?
Yeah, he played in the NBA too.
Right, but I know
and he gave him special. And this is the reason why if you is against your religion to say that the Pledge of Allegiance.
He didn't have to pledge. He didn't have to sing and pledge. He didn't have to put his hand on his chest. Anything. They just asked him to stand. He had to stand though. That's all he had to do was stand. He could stand, turn around, look up in the air. He didn't have to put his hand across his heart. He had to do anything.
Absolutely.
All right then. But
so,
he had to do it. That's not a vaccine. But that's not a vaccine. But
going
that's
back to
not
Kyrie
the
Irving,
vaccine. That's
going
not
back
the
to Kyrie Irving, if Kyrie Irving, if it was a religious thing, then they have to do something else with him other than just saying, well, we're gonna terminate your contract, or they have to terminate it just because he's unable to perform because of his religious beliefs. It wouldn't be just because he didn't take the vaccination that would be against the law.
Look, Kyrie don't have a job with the Brooklyn Nets if he don't take that vaccine. Point blank. They already said it. So
Should he
whatever
call? Should he cause the other members of the team to forfeit games if he spread COVID?
Absolutely, he would cause up members to forfeit games. That's what. Let me tell you something. Think about this. Think about this. Cam Newton don't have a job because he's not vaccinated. You know what I'm saying? Now he's still better than more than half the quarterbacks in the league, but he ain't got a job. Guess what? Because everybody knows he's a quarterback and he's not vaccinated. So ain't no many teams want to really take a chance on that because if he gets the virus, somebody sitting next to him in that film room, they're gonna get another quarterback, and then everybody has to sit out. So now they talking about forfeiting games. And the only they talking about no forfeiting no games to no one player because he don't want to get no vaccine. Man, please. They're not going to do that. They're going to take that chance.
So just you saying that everybody in the NFL is vaccinated right now?
Well, this is what they do in the NFL. In the state that they're in, same in New York, them Giants, they got to be vaccinated. Them Jets, they got to be vaccinated. But you go to other states, they probably say you got to get tested on a regular basis. 3 and 4, well, how many times a week you got to get tested? Believe you me, you start getting that doggone cotton swab run up your nose, you might want to consider getting vaccinated.
And you're quite right about that. But then those people who decide if they have to go play in New York, they don't take their whole team. Those people who are not vaccinated.
Well, actually, what they say in New York is if you are from outside, that you have to be tested and screened before you play. But if you playing in the state, 14 in the state, no, it's different. You can't be an employee in the state, but you can come from out the state and you can be tested and screened before. But you in the state, that's the difference. That's the difference, and I think California has the same thing. In the state
once again, that's what I'm saying. Initially, they were saying that he wasn't gonna get paid for none of the games. He was going to all the states that were like that because it's more than just them 2 states that have that type of mandate.
Well, see, this is the thing. The Brooklyn Nets specifically stated, the organization put the memo out or put it out there saying if he is unable to participate in all practices and games, he will no longer be a part of the Brooklyn Nets. So
the reason why they would be terminating him is not necessarily because he didn't take the vaccination, it would be because he is unable to perform.
Right, you can't play if you ain't vaccinated. So it's because he didn't take the vaccination.
That's one of the wordplay things.
What's the play?
As far as it goes,
Billionaire set the policy for his team, and that is the policy, whether you like it or not. You know, and the players union, they already signed on for that. So whether you like it or not, he ain't got no support for the players union. You ain't gonna get nothing because they already signed.
I mean, that's what I'm not saying that he should have support for the players union or anything else, but I'm saying that if without simply saying, I started this off, I don't know if that was a religious choice that he was making. And if it's not a religious choice and he just being like, I just ain't gonna take that stuff,
right?
You know what I'm saying? That's a whole different thing.
I'm gonna give you another example of another organization, CNN. They have the same mandate. You have to be vaccinated to work for CNN.
Understand me, Jess. I understand that part of it. What I'm simply saying is that everybody who don't get vaccinated is not they don't do it because I'm scared of it. I ain't gonna do it. Some folks don't do it because it's against their religion.
Okay,
That's
what
what I
I'm
was trying to get at.
I understand what you're saying, Mike. I understand what you're saying. What I'm saying is, whether it's against your religion or not, these organizations, you're not going to have a job. CNN, you're not going to have a job. ESPN, you're not going to have a job because Stephen A. Smith said it this morning. He said it plain and simple. I have to be vaccinated in order to have my job here at ESPN. If I'm not vaccinated, I take a risk of spreading it to other people and or canceling myself out. And I'm not going to lose my bag by not getting the vaccine. These are his man words. These are his man words. He made plenty sense. He ain't going to lose his money because they're saying I don't want to get no vaccine. Or I ain't gonna, if I lose my job, then a lot of people, other people going to lose their job because this is my show. If there's no first take, there's no cameraman, there's no producer, there's no director. These folks ain't got jobs. Think about it.
So let's say he was a Jehovah's Witness
or
a Muslim or Islam.
He's not going to work there. He's not going to work there.
You cut me out before I finish my question, Jesse.
Go ahead.
Because I get what you're saying, but what I'm trying to tell you is if he was another religion that said we don't believe in taking this, regardless of whether or not he would still have his job at ESPN or not, his religion would say we don't believe in this, and he'll just have to let that go.
Exactly. That's what
some people, their religion is everything to them, and they just not gonna go. I don't care how much money you throwing at.
Okay, let me say this. So you got children, and you got to take care of your wife and your children. So you're gonna be like, I'm not getting this vaccine, and I'm just gonna lose my job, and that way I ain't gonna be able to take care of my family no more because I don't want to get this vaccine and keep everybody protected. Because I'm gonna throw out there, it's against my religion. No. I don't care how you put it. It's still selfish. To me, it's selfish. Now,
how's that selfish? Okay, Jesse, hold on. So that means that, like what you just said is in essence saying that your religion is wrong, and you need to just do what basically do what my religion say do, and go get this vaccination.
No, my religion don't say go get the vaccination.
Your religion don't say that you can't go. And you telling them that their religion wrong because their religion say we don't believe in doing it.
Okay, hold on. I'm not saying your religion is wrong. What I'm saying to you is
you said they're selfish because of their religion.
Right. Okay, but how you gonna take care of your family? You don't have a job. How you gonna take care of your family?
If you lose your job right now, what's the first thing you say you're gonna do?
You're gonna look for another job and hope you find.
You're gonna look for another job, but you're gonna pray for it, ain't you? You're gonna pray that God's gonna put you in a better place.
Yeah, I pray. Absolutely. I pray. But I ain't gonna sit here and say that I'm gonna use my religion because I don't want to get a vaccine. I'm gonna say I'm not getting no vaccine because my religion says this. But then I gotta think about this. Well, I got a choice of not taking the vaccine, or I can take the vaccine and I can support my family. Because if I don't take this vaccine, they're gonna fire me. I mean, this is no bonus to me.
You can't sit back and say that you believe that God give you everything that you need when you need it, and then say, well, if I don't take this vaccination, I'm gonna get fired, and I ain't gonna be able to feed my family because you're supposed to believe that God's gonna provide.
Yeah, he give me common sense too, though. He give me common sense, and common sense.
He give you common sense, but now once again, if that's your religion, Jesse.
Yeah.
Your religion.
Okay, is my religion gonna feed me, or is the common sense that the good Lord give me tells me to keep my job the best way I can? Which one is gonna do me justice? My religion.
I'm supposed to tell you that your religion is going, because you'll probably wind up with a better job, doing better work, and making more money. How about that one?
guess what? You better hope and pray it works out that way. But most cases it's not, because he already blessed you. He already blessed you with a job. You would have sat there and lost it. You would have sat there and lost a good job.
What I'm saying is, if you done sat there and prayed about it, and in your prayer, it was said, don't take this vaccination.
Whoa, wait a minute. What am I praying about something I already got? You asked me to pray about something that I lost because I didn't want to.
No. Once again, Jesse, you talking faster than you listening. You talking faster than you listening. Because what I said, that to you, you came and you prayed about it, and your prayer said, don't take this vaccination. I got you. And you decided not to take the vaccination.
Okay.
Then you are trusting and you having faith that you're gonna be taken care of in the long run. But now, if you pray on it and your religion and your God say, do not take this vaccination, and you're like, you know what? I need my coins, and you go and take it anyway. Then what?
I take it anyway, and I keep my job. How about that?
But you make God mad because you ain't listening.
Oh, you want to know something? You know. Okay. Listen here, man. That right there is not going to cut it, because the fact of the matter is, it's just like the man on the roof during the flood. All right, the man on the roof waiting on. He's praying to God. God, please save me, Jesus, please. Man come by on the boat. Man said, oh no, Lord, no, thank you, sir. I'm praying to God. God's gonna send me. He's gonna rescue me. He done let this happen 3 times. 3 come by on boat. The third guy gone. He's still praying to God. Nobody come. God ain't send nothing. He said, God, I'm up to my neck in the water. I'm about to drown. Why you ain't saved? He said, I sent three people by to get you off that roof, but you let them go. So don't say that God doesn't answer prayers. He answers prayers. You just got.
I never said that. I never said. See that what I'm saying? Listening. You talking faster than you listening.
No,
faster than you listening because in that same scenario, we can go ahead and say faith without works is dead. So if somebody come around there, if you praying right, then that first person that come with that boat, you're gonna be like, thank you, Jesus, and you jump on the boat.
But I did no. I just said that I said he sent somebody, and you're praying to God, and you're waiting on God to reach out there.
But like I said, that's where your common sense come in, because you say, hey, God just sent this person with this boat.
Right. You want to know something? You're praying for a job, but guess what? God already blessed you with a job. You praying for a job, but God already blessed you with a job.
So Jesse, the first job you ever had,
what you're doing is you throwing your blessing back in God's face.
The first job you ever had, the only job you ever had.
No, let me tell you. You're throwing God's blessing. You're literally throwing God's blessing back in His face.
Have you ever moved on to a bigger, better job?
God for a job, you already have one.
Have you ever moved on to a bigger, better job? Have you ever moved on to a bigger, better job?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay. But why?
But I didn't move on. I didn't move on. Look.
You was blessed with a job in the first place.
I didn't move from a job because I didn't want to get vaccinated. I didn't need that job because
you can't put everything in a pigeonhole right there now.
No, that's what you're trying to do.
We're being broad with this one now.
You're not
going to start that, Jesse. Because that's what you like to do. See, you like to try, because you want to put it all on the vaccination. I'm talking about, we're going to get back into religion right here now. Because what we said was, if God asks you not to do something, and somebody religion says to them, don't do this, you're supposed to follow your religion. And regardless of whether or not you find them to be credible or not, that's their religion. And you cannot say to them that, well, your religion is stupid. Because that's what you're saying when you say, well, I was going ahead and do it anyway, regardless of what my God tells me to do.
All right, check it out, Mike. I'm not saying that religion is stupid. Absolutely not. I would never denigrate someone's religion like that. Never. Now, what I'm saying is this. This is all that I'm saying. A person has every right to. I'm gonna put it this. A person has every right to make that choice if that's what they choose. But they must also understand there's gonna be consequences sometimes when they do that. Like they may lose their job. Their kids may suffer for a while until they find another job. If he finds another job that's comparable to the one that he just gave up, that's not even guaranteed. And he can pray. He may have prayed for the job that he got that put him in a good position, but he's willing to give that prayer that God blessed him with, give it up in the name of God, or hopefully that God will bless him with another better job. But meanwhile, he's going to be in a bad place, a bad situation until that prayer is answered. Now, he may get another job, but it may not be as good as the job he lost. I don't know that. But what I do know at the point in time that he gave up that job, it was a good job. And it was good to take care of his family. And all I'm saying is,
if God tells you to let that job go, if God right now if you were still working right now, and God said, I want you to leave this job right now and trust in me, you try to tell me you wouldn't leave that job.
I never heard that from God. So I never heard it. I asked God for the job that I had before I retired. Now I pray for that job.
Once again, if you were still working and God came to you and said, I want you to leave this job and I'm gonna take care of you, you wouldn't leave that job.
That's a tough one right there. Because it would have to be some real message that got something for me, that for me to leave my job. Now, if I was a business owner, if I say I was opening my business and God said you just gotta have to leave your job in order for this business to start, yeah, I probably would. Under circumstance, because he already gave me a path. He already showed me something else. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, no. I'm not just gonna outright leave, because I don't believe that's how it works, as far as I'm concerned. There has to be a path already set that I need to be on, other than the path that I'm on at the current job. That's where I believe it works. That's just me. I don't believe in I'm gonna go to work or I disagree with this job, their policy, and I just quit, and then I pray to God and He's gonna bless me with something.
I never said that. Never ever said that.
Yeah, but that's your scenario. This is my scenario.
No, my scenario was if I went to work and God came to me in a vision or whatever and said, hey, I want you to leave this job. I got something for you. That's what I said. And without hesitation with me. The only thing I need to know is, do I give him a notice or do I leave right now? Because if God tells me to do something, I'm supposed to do
it. If God came
out all knowing, and if He said He got me, He gonna put me where He want me to be at, and it's probably gonna be in a better place than I'm already at. That's my faith.
If it's that profound, yeah, I wouldn't have any choice, because I have to be obedient. But this circumstance with Kyrie, no. The history with him, no. It's not that. Because if it was religion, then he would have then said that. He would have made that apparent, because that would be a defense that he would get some people to help back him up. But now he just don't want to. So that's what I brought to the table. I ain't bring anything up about religion. I brought up a man made a choice. I think it was a stupid one, and he let his team down, and that's that.
I was simply saying that I don't know if it is a religious thing, but I do know that we got on a religious thing, because I asked was a religious, and then I told you that if it is a religious thing, then I have to understand that and respect his decision.
Right.
Regardless of how much money he might be turning down.
if that was his case and that it was religion based, I'm sure he probably more likely would have hated that because that would have been his only defense to get anybody to support him in that matter. But he didn't, and the team didn't even reference that. They simply said that he refuses to get vaccinated. They didn't say why or anything else.
I have no idea what
he
refused
problem
to
is.
get vaccinated. I don't know what I can't read Kyrie's mind, and
Yeah, but
I'm
I'm reading what they put out there. Okay, I'm just reading.
I understand what the team put out there, but they don't put out everything. Once again, I don't know what
Put out
what
there,
it is.
he's gonna be a part of
And he might come out tomorrow and say, listen, I just don't feel like I want to take that vaccine because it is. And that would be what it is. But then also later on down the line, he could say, listen, I have religious beliefs that say I cannot take this vaccination, and so therefore I'm not gonna take it. Then I have the only thing I can do is respect it. Just like any other person who has called into this show and said that their religious beliefs say that they can't take it, I have to respect it.
Right.
We have had people call on this show and say, I'm not gonna take it, I just don't believe in it. And then you find out what their religion is, and you be like, oh, okay, I get you, I understand.
Right.
So you can't do nothing but understand. That's their religion.
Right.
And that's for me to sit back and say that that's the wrong choice.
If that's the case, that Kyrie, if that's the case, with me, I kind of doubt. But if that's the case, then he has every right to follow his religion and not take it. But in the same token, he will not be a part of the Brooklyn Nets. That's a fact. So that's
as a night. Some people don't care if that's what their religion is. If he said, I would never play basketball another day in my life.
Right, Mike. I've made that clear. He got enough money where he doesn't have to. Not enough money. He done made enough money. He doesn't have to really care at this point to go back and play ball. He can retire because a couple of people.
How old is Kyrie?
Reference that. They said that they believe that if they don't take him back, that he's gonna retire. And
how old is he?
He's 30 something. He might be like 31, 32.
So he's not like no 36 or 37.
No.
I thought he about 28, 29.
He might not even be 30. Yeah, I'm saying. So
that boy young. No. You know, I'm just saying, you know. I'm just saying, you know, people in that sort of status, in that financial
he's
status,
29.
You know, in that financial status that he's in, he can afford that, you know, and not play another game. He's made that many millions. You know, he has that luxury. I'm talking about common folks.
But I'm also saying about common folks that if they're really, because I'm pretty sure we ain't had no millionaires that called us on this line that said that they wouldn't take the vaccination because of their religious belief, and they not millionaires. And if they couldn't have that particular job that they hated. As a matter of fact, we had one. She was being a nurse, and she had to leave being a nurse.
Yeah, exactly.
But that was her religious belief, and she was willing to leave being a nurse because of her religious belief. That's what I'm saying. And she got faith that her God gonna take care of her. That's all it is.
Yeah, that's fine. You know, that's understandable. But you know, like you said, she had to leave. It ain't like she can go back and sue him for a job, and that's the policy.
I think me and you just ain't talking about the same thing, Jesse.
I'm just saying, didn't you say that religious is covered under religion, rights, and all? Didn't you make that?
Yes, it is.
All right, then. So all I did was just say what you said earlier. I just repeated what you said. Now you're saying you didn't say it, but you did say it.
No, I never said that. See, the one thing about me is I don't renege on what I say, and I don't go back and try to smooth it over either. The fact of the matter is that stuff is covered under federal law.
Okay,
I ain't gonna walk back what I said.
Why? Okay. You know something? Yes, it is covered under the federal law, but that's if you're a federal employee.
No. Why do you think they got federal laws to protect even you at your private job? In the private
discrimination. I'm talking about they got discrimination laws. You know what I'm saying? That right there, that right there.
So you don't think that would be
I don't think when it comes to I don't think when it comes to a vaccine during a pandemic, I don't think that's gonna apply. I really don't. I don't think it's gonna apply at all. This pandemic changed a lot. Some things ain't gonna work.
And I think even the federal government has given somewhat of an option because of some of those places, if you don't take it, then you're daily testing. I mean, you're daily having to get that swab, and you're daily having to do the testing. Yeah, so exactly. Some people are making some type of accommodations, but some people, I think it's kind of, I don't know. We was just talking about this the other day. Me and my daughter is like, okay, taco place in town, no shirt, no service. But the same people that own that type of place would be appalled if they walked into a place that said no mask, no service, because of the way the Southern religion people, a lot of Southern religious people feel like you can't tell them this, that, and the other. Well, you know, there is a such thing as separation of church and state too. Mm-hmm. So a lot of times things is just a matter of separation. Some things are covered under the federal government that will protect you religiously, and some things are not. But at the same token, private companies just can't, you know, discriminate due to federal laws. But when it comes down to company policies, I do think they have so much of a leeway to make their own policies, and it'd be okay. We have to choose different professions.
And that's what I was just saying, because they had made that comment. They said that on, I was watching on CNN a couple of months ago. They was talking about that, and they was talking about federal government, state government, and private companies, and how they can legislate their policies. And they was making it clear that the private companies, like the places where they work at, CNN, they have a policy in place that they have to be vaccinated, or they ain't gonna have a job. And ESPN, they did the same thing. You know, you ain't vaccinated, you ain't coming in this building at all. You're not coming in the building.
And I think at this point, with it being a pandemic, if enough people refuse, then that's going to be a good court case that everybody looks at. But at this point, with it being a pandemic, most of those people didn't refuse. Even with Fox News, they're sitting there doing all type of anti-vax, anti-mask, and all of them are vaccinated. And those who aren't are getting daily tested, or however often it says to do it.
Yeah.
And that's so crazy. They telling people not to do it, but most of them have gotten vaccinated or get regular tested.
Think about that whole scenario. They telling everybody don't, but they are. Mm-hmm. Think about that. You know.
And then they're using their freedom right. It's your freedom. It's your right.
Your freedom. You know, freedom of speech, so to speak. You know, and all that stuff. You know, they weaponize the Constitution whenever they want to, go against something. You know, and it's crazy. But I understand what you're saying, Mike. I really do. I respect what you're saying. I'm not disrespecting what you're saying. I respect you. But what I'm saying is that I think with private companies, they just have an option. They don't have to deal with it, especially during the pandemic. Things change, like wartime. Certain things change during wartime, And pandemics, I'm quite sure things change during pandemic, And I don't think, he ain't got a job with the Nets. I know that. If he don't get vaccinated, he's done. And they ain't asking for no daily swabbing and all that. They want you to get shot. And that's all I'm saying. And even Kevin Durant ain't too pleased with that. He ain't pleased with that at all, because he the one that really got Kyrie. He wanted Kyrie there. So he's not happy. And a lot of NBA players that do the analyze and all that stuff, and report, they said, yeah, he's too happy about that. So we're gonna see what happens to the Brooklyn Nets and Kyrie. You know, because we all know Kyrie's a loose cannon. He's been there for the last few years. You know, so it's what it is, though. You know.
Yeah, I think that's why a lot of lawsuits come about. Because I get what both of y'all are saying. You know, there have been because of that, the religious factor that people would do try to do a class action, or you know, it's going to take more than one or two for it to get anywhere. And even then, sometimes you know those private companies have certain rights, but there are certain laws that they just can't they can't impose on people.
Right. And I
So
understand,
you know,
we in a pandemic now, so
yeah,
and there's a vaccine we're talking about that will help and not remove the virus. There ain't no court gonna ain't no court gonna support a civil suit against a company that wants to protect itself. It's gonna happen.
You'd like to think that, but the fact of the matter is it's not a mandatory thing. And when you start talking about human rights, if somebody says, they be trying to make me take this vaccination and I don't want to do it for whatever reason.
Man,
I'm telling you, that's the reason why a judge is supposed to look at the law as not put their feelings in it. They're supposed to look at the law.
Exactly.
And if the law is saying that it's a human right, that they don't, excuse me, that they're not required to do this as their human rights, their American rights, then they would win, and they win a class action lawsuit, civil lawsuit.
there's so many things going on right now today, just like the Texas law, and the Roe versus Wade. You know, things that we know they wouldn't have done or thought that you would have that fight. Another one judge made the Supreme Court made a ruling on it. But because the Department of Justice decided, you know, okay, we're going to do something else about it, one judge said, okay, it's no longer effective. The next day, another judge comes right back, and that's about women's rights. They want to control women's rights, and it's just like our voters' rights. That we're talking about, that we don't understand how they're changing these laws in 48 states, and the government is supposed to protect us. But people are right now running around saying, okay, why can't the government do anything? And because these states are changing these laws, and a lot of black people are not going to be able to vote, just like in Georgia today. They have a mayoral election coming up. They fired people because they threw away votes. I don't know why they threw them away, whose votes they threw away, but there's an investigation going on now why these people trashed these votes. You know, and I think the deadline or whatever has come, but why did they trash them? And go look at what's going on in Georgia, trying to overturn that state, still trying to overturn the election is long over. So you never know these days which way with all these conservative judges, the Supreme Court, you only have 3 liberals. You never really know. They're going to do it the way their political affiliation wants them to do it. It's just like when I kept telling people for mayor, you don't have to tell them what you are, but you need to know what that person is, because they're not going to sit there. It's going to affect the way they run the city.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of things that a lot of protections that we've had are in jeopardy because of all these judges that Trump nominated or put in their seats. It's going to be based on that man sat there and went through why it was against what they were doing was against women's constitutional rights, especially with the fact that Roe v. Wade is still in existence. Then you have another conservative judge, of course, comes right along and reverse what he did.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you just never know.
Yeah, that's true. Absolutely right. You know, all I know, I can say this, that when there's something that's dealing with people's lives, because this COVID is killing people. So, you know, and vaccination is one of the clear routes to defense of it. You know, so I don't know who's gonna go against something that'll help save lives over an individual's what an individual wants, you know, for themselves. I don't see how that goes, that flies. I just don't I just don't see it. There's a lot of things that can happen, but I don't see any court, you know, putting people's lives multiple lives, thousands, hundreds of lives in the place of one person's desire, not to be, vaccinated. So I just don't see that. It could happen. Anything can happen. I just don't see it. I don't.
It's sad. A lot of people have taken on the attitude of the auto industry, and what I mean by that. Ain't enough people done died for them to want to make a move to go and get vaccinated. We just lost another member of our church this morning.
Who?
Jacoby. Miss Sherry, Miss Welch.
Miss Welch? Oh.
Yeah. Shakira mama?
Yeah.
Yeah. She died this morning around between 7 and 7:30.
From COVID?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
She had COVID and, actually all three of them had it. The baby got it at school.
And brought it home.
And brought it home.
You see what I'm saying? Come on.
Shakira mama was keeping her until Shakira got off work.
Yeah. Come on.
From the working at the veterans at the VA. So when she got there, she didn't know she had it, and so all three of them ended up with it. But her and the baby are doing better. But Miss Sherry, she passed.
And you got look. I don't care what anybody says. Sit down here and you supposed to be a God-fearing person. How can you possibly say you're so much of a God-fearing person that you don't possibly care about another person's life? The fact that you're causing other people's lives by simply not being vaccinated. I don't buy that. You can't tell me about religion. Religion is for salvation.
See, religion is whatever you make it. You can religiously take a route to work every day and home every day. People misconstrue, what religion can be. It's relationship. Regardless if you're vaccinated, those who aren't vaccinated, you got to consider, if I get it, who can I put in danger? I can put other people who's not in danger, vaccinated, just as well as I can put folks who are in danger who are vaccinated.
Yeah,
see, that's not being considered. That's not being considered or even thought about, or even they not even thinking about it. They just only thing they think about, I ain't taking.
They think about themselves.
That's all they thinking about.
That's it. They think about themselves.
No one knows the moment they get and who they done came in contact with, and they done passed it on to them before it starts showing up in them.
Absolutely.
And it's, like I said, it's the mind frame of the auto industry. They're not going to recall nothing until enough people done died.
All mine died.
They ain't going to recall an damn car till enough folks done died. No matter which automaker it is. And the mindset and the thought process of most unvaccinated people or people who don't refuse it, that's the mindset they got. Because it ain't hit my house, or it ain't hit me, or it ain't hit my family.
Yep. And you know something real important.
So I ain't worried about it.
You want to know something real important? Just think about this. Folks that have got them catch the measles or something, and they start breaking out all over their face and all over the measles. They looking for a vaccine to get rid of that.
Yeah.
Because they can see it.
With the quickness.
See, they can see that. But see, you can't see COVID.
I don't care.
So there's the urgency to get a vaccine. They don't take it serious because they don't see it.
If they can find a cream or ointment or lotion, they don't know what's in the cream, that ointment or that lotion, to rub on their body.
They sure do.
Anything to get rid of that skin feeling or scales on their body. Anything to get rid of it. They don't know what's in it. They ain't been asked nobody what's in it.
Don't take it.
All they're going to ask you is, what's good for this grass.
That's it.
That's it.
Well, this COVID vaccine. Oh, I ain't taking that. I don't know what's in it. Well, man, you don't know what's in anything you take.
You don't know what's in the food you eat.
You sure don't. You remember me and you?
What's in the
Look,
food
Red Porter. Oh, Red Porter. You and I worked at Pico Food.
Yeah.
We know what chickens ate.
Yeah.
All right.
I know exactly what they ate.
And a lot of people out here don't know what they ate.
Exactly.
So no, but you ate it. But they ate it though.
Yeah, they ate that chicken.
They ate plenty of it.
They sure did. I don't care if they went to churches and bought the chicken. They
don't go right. Don't be wanting to hear that about all this religion. And I'm just saying, I'm not gonna say religion is not important. It can be important to you, but guess what? The person sitting next to me is important to me. You know, my children are important to me. My friends are important to me. Family members are important to me. God gave me the good sense to make the right decision for his children. Not just mine, but his children too. Why would I jeopardize God's children? Because of my religion? I don't think God intended it that way.
No, he didn't.
If your religion jeopardizes another person's life, then you probably need to rethink that one. That's all I'm saying. You know, I mean, it's real deep with that vaccine and how people portray it. You know, simply, I say not to take it. You know, I just, my view of that is just a whole lot of selfishness.
I feel a lot of people didn't take it or refusing to take it simply because it was politicized and it was weaponized politically. Mm-hmm. And there were so many untruths about it and unknowns, and so many people who popped up out of nowhere, conspiracy theorists and all this old stuff, and spreading the lies, and that boiled up into a pot. When you mix all this stuff up, boiled into a pot together, that made people start thinking twice. Mm-hmm. That made people start, okay, now I'm a question. But the question is, after this is over with, you survived, and you didn't take the vaccine, how much energy will you put into every other medication that you're gonna have to take? How much energy? You gonna put that same energy in that medication that you got to take now, that you still gonna have to take for that migraine, the Botox shots that you have to take, that ease that migraine pain, that nerve pain that you got.
Guaranteed.
Just regular everyday medicine, over the counter medicine. Are you gonna research all that? Are you gonna continue with the research? Or are you going to continue to come back when you go to your doctor's office and say, well, I got to put you on this?
Well, guys, it's been a great show. It's been a great show. It's been a great show. We'll continue talking some on Thursday. I'm kind of tired tonight. Had a rough weekend. Trying to cheer for them Bama fans and Gator fans and Arkansas fans. But anyway, hey, let's take it up on Thursday. If more information want to come in or people want to join the conversation, we'll take it up on Thursday. And we're gonna end it tonight. Mike, you gave him the fight for the fight tonight. We ain't even talk about the fight. We ain't even talk about the fight. We ain't gonna don't even start. Don't start talking about it. Save it for Thursday. Save it for Thursday.
Please do, because I was pitiful sad and nobody checked on me for other people. Pitiful.
I checked in. You ain't see my comment. I checked in.
I thought about you. I ain't lying. I thought about you too. I ain't lying. Oh boy.
Sad day in Alabama.
I had a full meltdown on Facebook.
I ain't want to hear nobody about it.
Sad day in Alabama. That's all I'm gonna say.
I ain't want to hear nobody mouth because I get tired of all them folks that talking noise as soon as we lose. But I don't hear from them all the time we win.
I had a full-on breakdown.
Just yeah, full on breakdown.
I gotta.
I was trying to chill.
Cap Porter was in the closet.
Yeah,
too.
Kyle did trying to help me.
I gotta.
in the road.
I gotta get out there to my barber shop. It's gonna be showing enough fireworks up in there.
Oh, you already know.
Yeah, they probably gonna kick me out. I already know it. I'm
You
gonna
get kicked out. You get kicked
out.
out. Look, you better pray down Skip.
Hey, good night. Y'all have a great one.
All right, I'll talk to y'all Thursday.
Talk to me Thursday, y'all.
Y'all have a good night.
All right, have a good night, everybody.
Take us away, Carmelo.